The 21st century has been defined by its ever-evolving changes in technology and media, as well as its remarkable moments in sports. From the miracle on ice to the Red Sox snapping their 86-year World Series drought, some of the most iconic sports moments of all time have occurred since 2000. These events have been defining for not only fans, but also for athletes and teams who have made history with them. 10. The catch by David Tyree in Super Bowl 42. The catch, which occurred during the fourth quarter of the game between the New York Giants and the New England Patriots, is widely considered one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history. What made this moment iconic was the incredible athleticism and determination displayed by Tyree, as well as the magnitude of the play in the context of the game. The Giants were trailing 14-10 and on the brink of defeat in the final minutes of the game, when Tyree made a leaping catch, pinning the ball against his helmet with one hand, while being tightly covered by the Patriots defender Rodney Harrison. This catch was instrumental in the Giants' ability to drive down the field and score the game-winning touchdown. The highlight of the event was the catch itself and the drama of the final moments of the game. The catch, which was one of the most difficult and improbable in NFL history, was also a crucial play that helped the Giants to score the game-winning touchdown and secure their victory over the previously undefeated Patriots. The catch by David Tyree in Super Bowl 42 is truly iconic and memorable, not only for the incredible athleticism and determination displayed by Tyree, but also for the magnitude of the play in the context of the game. It was a historic achievement that cemented the Giants' status as Super Bowl champions and helped to solidify David Tyree's place in NFL history. Tyree's miraculous catch, where he pinned the ball to his helmet, helped the New York Giants defeat the undefeated New. 9. The Black Lives Matter protests in professional sports in 2020. This was sparked by the killing of George Floyd, an unarmed black man, by Minneapolis police in May 2020, and the protests that followed. The protests and demonstrations in professional sports were a response to the ongoing issues of racial inequality and police brutality in the United States. What made these moments iconic was the way in which professional athletes, coaches, and teams used their platforms to bring attention to these issues and demand change. Many athletes, including high-profile stars such as LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick, and Megan Rapinoe, used their voices and actions to speak out against racial injustice and police brutality. The highlight of the event was the way in which professional sports leagues, teams, and individual athletes united in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Athletes across the NFL, NBA, MLB, and other leagues took a stand by kneeling during the national anthem, wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, and using their platforms to speak out against racial injustice. The event also had a significant impact on the nation and the world, as it sparked a conversation around the issues of racial injustice, police brutality, and racism. The Black Lives Matter protests in professional sports in 2020 were truly iconic and memorable, not only for the way in which athletes used their platform to speak out against racial injustice and police brutality, but also for the way in which professional sports leagues and teams united in support of the movement. It was a historic achievement that brought attention to the ongoing issues of racial inequality and police brutality and helped to spark a global conversation on the importance of racial justice and equality. Athletes from various sports leagues came together to protest racial injustice and police brutality, sparking a national conversation on racial equality. 8. The Hand of God goal by Diego Maradona in the 1986 FIFA World Cup. The goal, which was scored by Maradona in the quarter-final match between Argentina and England, was controversial as it was scored by using his hand, which the referee did not detect. What made this moment iconic was the audacity and skill of Maradona in scoring the goal, as well as the controversy surrounding the way it was scored. Maradona, who was widely considered one of the greatest players of all time, later described the goal as the little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. The highlight of the event was the Hand of God goal itself and the reaction of the crowd and the players. The goal, which proved to be the match winner, helped Argentina to secure a 2-1 victory over England and progress to the semi-finals of the tournament. The goal and the match are still widely remembered and discussed, not only because of the controversy but also because of the skill and creativity of the player. The Hand of God goal by Diego Maradona in the 1986 FIFA World Cup is truly iconic and memorable, not only for the audacity and skill of Maradona in scoring the goal, but also for the controversy surrounding the way it was scored. It was a historic achievement that cemented Maradona's status as one of the greatest soccer players of all time and a global sports icon. Maradona's controversial goal in the quarter-final match against England is still one of the most iconic moments in soccer history. 7. Michael Phelps' 8 gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Phelps, who had already established himself as one of the top swimmers in the world, set a new record by winning 8 gold medals in a single Olympic Games, surpassing the previous record of 7 gold medals set by swimmer Mark Spitz in 1972. What made this moment iconic was the magnitude of Phelps' achievement, as well as the historic nature of his performance. Phelps' 8 gold medals came in a variety of events, including the 100m and 200-meter butterfly, the 200m and 400-meter individual medley, and the 4x100-meter and 4x200-meter freestyle relay. He also set new world records in several of these events. The highlight of the event was Phelps' performance in the 4x100-meter medley relay, where he anchored the U.S. team and helped them secure the gold medal, and broke the world record of the event. This was Phelps' 8th gold medal of the Games, and secured his place in Olympic history. Phelps' performance in Beijing 2008 was truly remarkable and iconic, not only for the number of medals he won, but also for the way he won them and the records he set. It was a historic achievement that cemented Phelps' status as one of the greatest swimmers of all time. 6. Usain Bolt's world record in the 100m at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Bolt, who was already considered one of the top sprinters in the world, set a new world record by finishing the 100m race in 9.69 seconds, breaking the previous record of 9.74 seconds set by American sprinter Tyson Gay. What made this moment iconic was the dominant and effortless way in which Bolt ran the race, as well as his showmanship and swagger. Before the race, Bolt made headlines by striking his now famous Lightning Bolt pose, which he would later replicate after the race. He also set a new Olympic record in the 200m, winning the gold medal with a time of 19.30 seconds, another world record. The highlight of the event was Bolt's world record-breaking performance in the 100m, as well as his celebration after crossing the finish line. Bolt's showmanship and personality, along with his impressive performance, made him an instant global star and a fan favorite. He also won another gold medal in the 4x100-meter relay race. Bolt's performance in Beijing 2008 was truly iconic and memorable, not only for the world records he set, but also for the way he ran the races and the way he celebrated his victories. It was a historic achievement that cemented Bolt's status as one of the greatest sprinters of all time and a global sports icon. 5. Serena Williams' Serena Slam in 2002 to 2003. Williams, who was already considered one of the top players in the world, won 4 consecutive Grand Slam titles, the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open consecutively, in 2002 and 2003. What made this moment iconic was the dominance and consistency that Williams displayed during this period, as well as her ability to win on different surfaces. Williams was the first African-American woman to win a Grand Slam since Althea Gibson in 1958. The highlight of the event was Williams' winning of the 4 Grand Slams consecutively, a feat that had not been accomplished by any woman since Steffi Graf in 1988. Williams' performance was particularly impressive considering the level of competition in women's tennis during this period, which included players such as Venus Williams, Martina Hingis, and Jennifer Capriati. Serena Williams' Serena Slam in 2002 to 2003 was truly iconic and memorable, not only for the number of Grand Slams she won, but also for the way she won them and the level of competition she faced. It was a historic achievement that cemented Williams' status as one of the greatest female tennis players of all time and a global sports icon. Williams won 4 consecutive Grand Slams, a feat not accomplished in over 25 years. 4. New England Patriots comeback in Super Bowl 51. The Patriots, who were trailing the Atlanta Falcons by 25 points in the third quarter, came back to win the game 34-28 in overtime. It was the first time in Super Bowl history that a team had come back from a deficit of more than 10 points to win the game. What made this moment iconic was the historic nature of the comeback and the drama of the final moments of the game. The Patriots' comeback was led by quarterback Tom Brady, who threw for a Super Bowl record 466 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game, including a game-tying touchdown pass with just over a minute remaining in regulation. The highlight of the event was the Patriots' comeback in the final drive of the game, where they scored a touchdown to tie the game and force overtime. In overtime, the Patriots won the coin toss, and they drove down the field to score the game-winning touchdown, securing their 5th Super Bowl victory. The New England Patriots' comeback in Super Bowl 51 was truly iconic and memorable, not only for the historic nature of the comeback, but also for the drama of the final moments of the game and the performances of key players such as Tom Brady and Julian Edelman. It was a historic achievement that cemented the Patriots' status as one of the greatest NFL teams of all time. The Patriots came back from a 25-point deficit to beat the Atlanta Falcons in overtime, the largest comeback in Super Bowl history. 3. LeBron James' The Decision in 2010. The event, which was a 1-hour special on ESPN, saw James announcing his decision to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers and join the Miami Heat in free agency. What made this moment iconic was the way in which James announced his decision, as well as the reaction it generated from fans, media, and fellow players. The special, which was heavily promoted by ESPN, was watched by millions of people and generated significant buzz and anticipation leading up to the announcement. During the special, James sat down with ESPN's Jim Gray and, after a dramatic build-up, announced that he would be taking his talents to South Beach and joining the Miami Heat. The decision was met with a mixture of shock, disappointment, and anger from Cleveland Cavaliers fans and some in the media. The highlight of the event was James' announcement, which was also criticized for its self-promotion and lack of empathy for Cleveland fans. The backlash and criticism that James received following the decision was intense, but it also cemented his status as one of the most polarizing and talked-about athletes of the era. The decision also had a significant impact on the NBA, as it led to the formation of a super team in Miami, which featured James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and ultimately resulted in 4 consecutive NBA Finals appearances and 2 championships for the Miami Heat. 2. Tiger Woods' Masters win in 2019. Woods had been one of the most dominant golfers of all time, but his career had been plagued by injuries, personal issues, and poor form. He had not won a major tournament in over a decade, and many had questioned if he would ever win again. In the years leading up to the 2019 Masters, Woods had undergone multiple surgeries on his back and had struggled with pain and inconsistency on the golf course. He had dropped out of the top 1,000 golfers in the world rankings and had not won a tournament in 5 years. However, Woods had begun to show signs of improvement in 2018, and by the time the Masters rolled around in 2019, he was playing some of the best golf of his career. He began the tournament with a strong first round, and he was in contention throughout the tournament. In the final round, Woods was tied for the lead with Francesco Molinari and several other golfers. He made a birdie on the 13th hole to take the lead, and he held on to win the tournament by 1 stroke. It was Woods' 5th Masters victory, and his 15th major title, and it was his first major win in 11 years. His comeback was one of the most remarkable in sports history, and it was a testament to his perseverance, determination, and his ability to come back from adversity. The victory was also a huge emotional moment for his fans and for the game of golf as a whole. Woods, who had not won a major tournament in over a decade, overcame personal issues and injuries to win his 5th Masters and 15th major title. 1. The United States men's hockey team's miracle on ice in the 1980 Winter Olympics. The team, made up of amateur and college players, defeated the heavily favored Soviet team 4-3 in the semifinals of the Olympics, a team that had won the gold medal in the previous 4 Winter Olympics and were considered one of the best teams in the world. The United States team had a tough match in their hands. The Soviet team had taken a 2-1 lead in the first period, and they extended their lead to 3-1 in the second period. The United States team managed to score 1 goal in the second period to make it 3-2, but the third period was an intense back and forth. The Soviet team managed to score 1 more goal, and they were leading 4-2 with less than 10 minutes remaining in the game. The United States team managed to score 1 more goal, but they were still behind 4-3 with only a few minutes remaining. The final minutes of the game were unforgettable, with the United States team managing to score 2 goals, one by Mark Johnson with just 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining, and another by Mike Eruzione with just 10 seconds remaining, to win the game 4-3. The game was played at the height of the Cold War, and the victory was seen as a huge upset and a huge victory for the American team, and it was also seen as a victory for American ideals. The game was also broadcasted live on American television, and it was watched by millions of Americans, making it one of the most watched events in American sports history. This century has seen some of the most iconic and inspirational moments in sports history. These 10 moments have helped to shape not only the game, but also the lives of those who participated and watched them. From underdog victories to remarkable comebacks, these moments will continue to live on forever in our memories and hearts. We should use their stories as a reminder that anything is possible when we work hard and never give up on our dreams.